the ego and the survival ego. And I'm going to use this analogy of a hard drive. The old hard drives fragmented because we used to have to defrag them to get them to run easier and cleaner. So what ends up happening is there's all of these sectors within the hard drive. And what ends up happening over time is that you install and then delete programs, you put files on it, and the computer is putting them in different places where it is available. And if a certain program needs a certain amount of space, then it has to move it to a different part of the hard drive. So what ends up happening over time is this fragmentation. So we can look at ourselves as ego, as that we need an ego in order to experience reality. And so the thing that we're looking for isn't to get rid of the ego. It's to look at where we are fragmented within ourselves. So the idea would be, those are our fears. These are the things that we fear, but we're not accepting, and we're creating our reality around our fragmentation. And that's why we move in and out of relationships and different relationships. But if we don't have any understanding of this fragmentation, then we can literally take on other people's fragmentation. We'll agree with their fragmentation. So let's say we know nothing about trauma, and then somebody comes in and says they read this book about trauma, they know all about the trauma, they start telling their story, and then we start attaching our fears with it, and then we say, okay, I have the same thing, and that I have the same problems, I have the same traumas. And we can actually build our relations built upon our own fragmentation. So the whole idea is, if we are trying to expand and be ourself, what we're trying to expand out of is the fragmentation. And so this is huge when we truly understand this, is that when we're looking at other people and trying to find ego within them, what we're really looking for is the distortion, because that's what that fragmentation creates within the field, is distortion. And we're looking for ego outside of ourselves and judging people by their fragmentation. We're putting them into big groups and saying, I don't want those people in my field, when those people are individually fragmented and that not necessarily having the same experience. So we're going to next look at this in the next video from the idea of empathy.